Kosas blush sticks versus the Haus Labs blush sticks. So this is a brand new launch from Kosas. They are the Impressionist blush sticks. That's the shade Nuance. Very pretty. I'm quite impressed with the pigment level of these. I think that they look really nice on the skin and I'm able to get quite a bit of pigment. This is Glassy Cayenne from Haus Labs. Shade-wise different. I thought that this was going to be a little bit more red and a little less cool. However, I think that this is a really interesting color. That shade Nuance, it has on my cheeks, it does look a little more pink, but there is a bit of like cool taupe beige almost to it. I actually think that the Kosas is more pigmented, which wasn't what I expected. The Haus Labs is a very pretty formula. It is thin though, which I mean, I love that about it, but I do feel like it shears out a bit more. The Kosas has a little more lasting power. As you blend it out, you see that pigment does go a bit of a longer way. In terms of the finish of them, they're both quite similar. I'm going to take off one cheek of the Kosas that I have on right now and add the Haus Labs so you can see it. But I would say the Haus Labs is actually balmier, a little dewier, and a little less pigmented than the Kosas, which isn't necessarily what I expected. I thought it was going to be the inverse. This is Kosas Nuance, and over here I'm going to go in with the Haus Labs. I just think that the Haus Labs is a little sheerer, a little balmier, and that's kind of in the name. It's like the glassy blush balms, but these kind of feather in a little more quickly. The pigment load is a little bit less. The Haus Labs are cool because there's this level of glassiness to the top of them, and then as you blend them out, you almost get this really pretty dewy watercolor flush, which I love. It almost looks like a blush stain or something, and you can build these up totally, but the Kosas have more immediate pigment deposit when you swatch them, and then like I kind of showed in that first clip, as you're blending them out, the pigment goes a bit farther. The Haus Labs shears out a bit more. I do find that the Haus Labs last pretty well on me. I have a normal to dry skin type, so it's not like my skin is super oily, but they look quite similar. The shades are a little different. This is Nuance from Kosas, and then that is Glassy Cayenne from Haus Labs. I feel like in terms of sheen and dewiness, they both look pretty similar. I think the main difference in this is the Kosas is a tiny bit more pigmented. If you have a more oily skin type, this might actually be better because I think you need less product to get the like glassy, dewy, blushy look. With the Haus Labs, I do need to kind of go in a little bit more. I don't mind that, and I don't have oily skin, so it doesn't matter. But I think perhaps if you have a more oily complexion, the Kosas could be better. But I do love the Haus Labs. I have 3 shades of them, and I think they're so good.